did a video about 2 years ago that came up recently in my timeline about how to not date like a church girl that I think I'm going to redo and maybe add a few more lessons to that. Because listening to David of Ready to Love, ex-wife, I'm like, she is the typical Christian woman who dates and marry like a church girl. And yeah, we will overlook husband number one because she was young, she was 21, you didn't know no better. But girl, husband number two, you did the same thing with husband number two. And how many of you ladies are dating like a church girl, are getting married like a church girl, are leaving the responsibility of vetting the men you are about to turn your life over to God? Talk about, oh, he's saving, we trust God. Girl, you can't do that. But anyways, because this video is about how to not fall in love. Don't ever fall in love with the man you're dating. That's what my daddy told me. I said, well, that's so stupid. What you mean don't follow? Be 19, dumb, stupid, ain't got no sense with no experience. I said, I love him. She was like, don't know. Don't ever fall in love. You grow in love. And I'm telling you, it makes sense. Because when you hear David, ex-wife, talking, she talks about how, oh, I fell in love quickly. Oh, David swept me off my feet. And when you fall in love quickly, ladies, guess what you do not get to do? You do not get to do what? Gather the data. Come on, somebody. Welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. My name is Janice. Good morning. Cousins, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. It's all gloomy and rainy, just the way I love it in the Northeast. Thank you for your love and support on all of my content, all of those comments. I forgot to mention, girl, I'm going on vacation this week, okay? It's my 8th year wedding anniversary. We'll be, taking a little mini vacation getaway. And but I'm still gonna be, I'll probably just kind of just take a break from Married at First Sight and Ready to Love, but technically I'll still be talking about some of the content because we need to learn how to date. And when you do not gather the data correctly and choose your husband wisely, guess what's going to happen? You will end up becoming what? The naked wife. And this is why you need to know who you are in Christ, because that will help you to choose. And then you need to write down the things you're believing God for in your husband in your moments of gratitude journal. And then you can read about my moments of gratitude journal, how I've written stuff over the years and how God has finally brought them to my life. Be sure to thumbs up, share this out. If you know a couple of church girls that need this content, be sure to send it to them. Also free on KDP is how to not give boyfriends husband benefits. It is free on KDP. If you don't have KDP, it's only 99 cents. That's a great way for you to show me love and support. I'm back in my peaches. Y'all was showing over yesterday. Act like I don't never dress up for y'all. But let's talk about never fall in love with the man you are dating. Because what is dating? Dating is what? Put it in the comment section. I think I asked you guys this a lot. You ladies this. What does it mean to date? Now that you've read Janice's book, you have been listening to my content, you have a better understanding about how the church messes up and how people mess us up and how our mama and our daddies, aunties and our girlfriends mess us up. But now that you found Sister Janice channel and her book, What is Dating? I can't hear you. Dating is what? Dating is the art of skillfully gathering data so that you can make an informed decision. Dating is also the process of elimination. And of course, that's the real cute, typical, technical term. But basically, dating means to gather data. It means you need to gather the data so that you can make an informed decision. But how many of you know if you're falling in love with the men you are dating, How many of you know you can just throw out the data out the window because it doesn't matter what you see and what you hear, you will overlook it. Why? Because you are in love. And this is why in The Naked Wife, I think I might have mentioned it. My daddy said, never fall in love. Never. If I didn't mention it in The Naked Wife, it's in 23 Tests of Guys You Might Meet. And the reason why you don't fall in love is because you are supposed to be dating several guys at once. See, when you're dating several guys at once, that will keep you from jumping in head first and falling in love, because women, we are emotional beings. Okay, I'm going to come back later. I'm going to do another video about how we need to stop shaming men for how they are wired. We are emotional beings, and this is why we have to harness, we have to get control, and we have to get a hold of our emotions, because if we do not, our emotions will lead us down a destructive path of consistently choosing the wrong men, because you are what? You're emotional. You're not being analytical. And so if you listen to David's ex-wife, she said it about both husbands. There were red flags. And she said, oh, yeah, but he's saved and he loves God. And so, God will work everything else. And you need to stop doing that. You need to stop being a lazy bum. You need to stop putting the responsibility on God that you're supposed to be doing. You need to stop trusting God that this man is right for you and do your homework. You need to gather the data so that you may make an informed decision. You need to sit down, join my mentoring program, figure out your husband list, what it is you want in a husband, and then you need to do what? Date accordingly. What does dating means? It means to gather data. So if you're gathering data on Johnny and Johnny is not what you want based on what your list says, guess what you need to do? You need to drop Johnny and move along, because Johnny's wasting your time. And because you have a list that you prayed over and you believe God on, and you already know you're seeing all the red flags with Johnny, there's no sense to trust God that God is going to change Johnny, because Johnny is who Johnny is. Don't ignore the red flags, beloved. Red flags is like, let's talk about our teeth. Okay, we're supposed to go to the dentist twice a year, every 6 months. The babies at 18 months, I think it was 18 months, either 1 or 18 months, the dentist said they need to come at 18 months because we need to start watching their teeth. How many little kids you see running around with gold teeth because their teeth is rotten? And you go every 6 months for your cleaning, and they said they touch this. How does this feel? How does that feel? How does they say, ouch? It's a red flag. Something is wrong. And then they do the x-rays and they look at your teeth and say, okay, you look good. Okay, you need to watch this teeth. My daughter, who most of you know special needs, she goes every 3 months because she's not brushing properly. Okay, and though I help her to brush, she's still not doing it on a daily basis properly. And so I called the insurance and told them what the dentist says, and they said they approved for her to go every 3 months. So my daughter goes every 3 months to get a cleaning to help her to do what? Ward off cavities. Plus she had the braces. So when she had the braces, they want to make sure and watch to make sure her teeth is staying in line. And then guess what? They gave her a retainer. What is the retainer supposed to do? Keep them in place. And so some of you ladies need to put a retainer on your emotions because you're too emotional. Now, God created us as emotional beings. See, our giant, ladies, is our emotions. Man's giant is their ding-a-ling because they want to conquer every woman, aka sleep with every woman they meet. They want to give it to her. My daddy say a notch on his belt. He said, don't you ever be another notch on a man's belt. You have your belt. I should have brought the belt down here. You've seen a belt. All those holes, those are notches. And men are looking to put notches in their belt. He said, just don't ever be the woman that put another notch in his belt. And you know why y'all are? Because you're emotional and you need to get control. Don't fall in love. Oh, he's tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, that's good. After you figure out he's tall, dark, and handsome, and you're physically attracted to him, tie it up in a pretty little ball and stick it all the way back here. And then gather the data. David Weiss said, oh, I saw some things, but move your butt. My daddy said, move your butt out of the way. Because every butt takes out tall, dark, handsome, but take everything out that was there, and what's left is who the person is. And so when you fall, when you allow your emotions to lead you around on a chain, you will always get in trouble. You will always choose wrong because you're choosing based on your emotions and not on the data that you have. He's abusive. He's aggressive. Sound like David. David was abusive. Sound like there was sexual immorality. I'm going to come back and talk about data and verification. It sounds like this woman messed up her life financially by marrying him. And if you listen, she said there were red flags, but, oh, we went to marital counseling. Fire them. Because you know what? My pastor, the church I was attending before I married my husband, he said, my job is to make it so y'all don't get married. In other words, he said, I'm going to dig deep. Where we want to talk about everything. As a matter of fact, he's the one that says you better bring him to your doctor to get him tested. So you can't tell me that from the moment David opened his mouth on the show, I said, oh no, something is off with this man. And they went to marriage counseling, probably a church marriage, because this is why I don't go to pastors for marriage counseling only. I might go to them because you are supposed to go as your pastor, but I go outside to a certified marriage counselor that will dig deep, roll over all this, don't talk about the money and all of this stuff. Because you don't want to get married and then find stuff out. No. You need all this data about him before you make the decision. And stop falling in love. We fall in love before the man has find us, make a decision about us. We make a decision about them before they make a decision about us. They're trying to figure out, are you the one? My husband wanted Condoleezza Rice, Michelle Obama, Janet Jackson, and Mary Poppins. He said, I love a smart woman. You don't got to be smart like Condoleezza, but you at least got to be a Michelle. You sexy like Janet, and you got to be like Mary Poppins, good with the home and kids. So how many of y'all know it takes time to figure all those out? And what we do is we go in on our emotions. Oh my God, he's so handsome. Oh my God, oh my God, I love. And he grabbing you, pulling you, raising his voice at you, and you're not paying attention. Why? Because you're emotional and you're not being analytical. You've fallen in love. It's too late. Once you fall in love, girl, that's it. That's why my daddy said never fall in love, grow in love. And when my husband told me April 19, he loved me. Guess what I said? Thank you. You know why? I wasn't finished getting the data. I didn't have no credit report. I'm going to come back and talk about that. So stop falling in love. Get your feelings in control. Harness your emotions, girl. Because that falling in love stuff will get you in trouble every time. And you will end up being the naked wife. I love you. I got to go, babes. I'm going to be back. 20 types of guys you might meet. Pay attention to these men. Do not overlook nothing. Your life depends on it. Your life developed. This woman to me was very not very smart. She got 2 kids, he got 4 kids, and everybody's living together trying to become one. That's that money issues. Girl, I got to go. Write down in your journal what you want God to do. These are my journal entries. In Christ I am. A lot of you choose wrong because you don't know who you are. You need to learn your identity. Pick that up on Amazon. How to Not Give Husbands, Boyfriends Benefits is also available free on KDP. If you don't have KDP, ooh, it's only 99 cents. I love it. I'm going to be back later. And I'm going to be on vacation this week, so I probably won't be uploading as much, but I'll probably try to do more lives this weekend since I'm going to be on, like a little mini vacation getaway. I love you. Bye.